Good morning. I'm Pat Campbell, and I'm the Director of Liturgy and Music here at St. Michael Poplar Springs in Mount Airy, Maryland. And I've been trying to do some recording of the Psalms to help our cantors to prepare themselves to proclaim the Psalm and to have some investing made in the meaning of the Psalm, the way to divide it and singing it, the where to breathe, all the things that would hopefully help a person to make the Psalm their own before they proclaim it. I'm not a composer, so I won't be the one who says, it makes me think of this, so I will write this version. Instead, I'm the person who goes to all the different versions, finds whatever fits the Psalm in my mind the best, or in this case, explores the Spirit and Psalm book put out by Oregon Catholic Press, since it goes with we have Breaking Bread books in our pews. We don't have Choose Christ, or we won't have the Choose Christ hymnal next year. And these psalm settings are in the Choose Christ hymnal, not in the Breaking Bread book, but the text matches. And I've been trying to get us to use these in a regular way so that people would get used to them. And I also think that it's good to help to use the responsorial psalms to help the assembly to realize how important their singing is, that we're not singing at them, we sing with them. And of course, as the cantor or the psalmist, you are the one who makes sure that everybody understands the text, and hopefully by the way you present it, you help people to understand the meaning of the psalm. And yes, you can explore forever. As I said, I'm not the composer person, but I'm the study person, the learner person, the Ask My Husband book buying person. So there are so many different ways to learn about the Psalms, and I'm just trying to give everybody a simple way to get deeper into the Psalm. So this is our first way of preparing. The first thing I do is I figure out what the Psalm is for what I'm going to be doing in the Spirit and Psalm 2022. For October the 9th of 2022, we'll be singing, that's the 28th Sunday at Ordinary Time, we'll be singing a setting of Psalm 98. So right there, it's a setting of Psalm 98, but it has a particular antiphon, or a particular, as they call it here, response assigned to it. Usually that response is part of the psalm, and here it is: the Lord has revealed to the nations his saving power, his saving power. Okay, so that's our refrain, and then it says it's using verses 1, 2 to 3, and 3 to 4. So that is just another, and this, I'm basing what I'm saying to you on what I've heard people say. So I've had people say to me, well, we know a setting of Psalm 98. We want to sing all the ends of the earth. That's when we know, and we really know it by heart, and we really love that one. Well, that's a great psalm. It's and I think I know which setting to which setting they're referring, but that's not the psalm that we need for this particular Sunday. Some psalms, if you've delved into the book of the Psalms, there are some very, very long ones, Psalm 119, is it? Some very, very short ones, say Psalm 17. And so we probably, with most of our Psalms, we don't use the whole thing for our Sunday liturgy. If you're a person who prays the Liturgy of the Hours, you know the Psalms more intimately, and you know that they're treated in different ways for morning prayer or evening prayer. And if you do that regularly, you pray more of the psalm, you pray a larger part of each psalm more often than we do on Sundays. We have a 3-year cycle of readings, a psalm assigned to each of those days. Sometimes it's the same psalm. I'm getting ready to make recordings for October 9th through the end of the liturgical year. And Psalm 98 is the responsorial psalm for the 28th Sunday in Ordinary Time, but it's also the responsorial psalm for the 33rd Sunday in Ordinary Time, but it's not using the same verses, and the antiphon or the response is different. So it's one of those things where there's always more to know, there's always more to learn, there's always more to explore, and I think that's a credit to whoever's in charge of the church through all of these centuries. Oh, that's probably God, yes, who has this wisdom of, instead of saying, here it is, this is what we're doing, and this is what it sounds like, we have this, these messages, these texts that can make us even more. We can learn more if we want to explore more. We can just take it on the top and think, well, that's kind of neat to say the Lord has revealed his that's right, the Lord has saving power. If that's the message people leave here with on a Sunday, that's great, right? That to really believe and understand that God reveals his saving power or God's saving power. However, if they get deeper into it and they can hear how some words might mean something in particular because as we sing it, oh my gosh, I never heard those before, or whatever, all those kinds of things that can happen, that's not in our power, that's God's grace, but we have to lay the groundwork. So my long speech is just to say, please take time to learn the psalm. I don't mean learn that setting of that psalm for that day. I mean learn the psalm itself that's being used, the text of the psalm. Explore it, try it out, find out what's going on, and that's going to help you to learn the musical part of the psalm even more thoroughly, and that will help you to be a better proclaimer. So first thing I would do is take my Bible, and let's see, the Bible I have here is it's the Revised Standard Version, and the Holy Bible, Psalm 98, which of course is not on anymore, Psalm 98, and we're going to go verses 1, 2, and 3, 3, and 4. So just from the beginning to the end of verse 4. So I'm just going to read what it says here. "O sing to the Lord a new song, for he has done marvelous things. His right hand and his holy arm have gotten him victory. The Lord has made known his victory. He has revealed his vindication in the sight of the nations. He has remembered his mercy and faithfulness to the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the victory of our God. Make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth. Break forth into joyous song and sing praises." That didn't sound all that familiar to me, this particular translation. And I said, the Lord has revealed to the nations his saving power is our response. So that text is interesting. You could read that several times. Just, what does it mean? We can talk about all those kinds of things. We can also take a look at the Psalter, just a collection of psalms. And I have a book here, the Psalms, Songs of Faith and Praise. And these are the Revised Grail Psalter. So that's a different translation already. And if we read the first 4 verses here, "O sing a new song to the Lord, for he has worked wonders. His right hand and his holy arm have brought salvation. The Lord has made known his salvation, has shown his deliverance to the nations. He has remembered his merciful love and his truth for the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God. Shout to the Lord, all the earth. Break forth into joyous song and sing out your praise." Okay, so again, we're just talking about the text. We haven't read there's a history in here. There's some ideas of where certain parts of this come from. There are different kind of, there are different styles to the different psalms. Some of them seem like you're crying out to God. Some of them are praising God. We have all sorts of different ways of looking at how the psalms, what the psalms express. And now I'm going to take the Message Bible, which is definitely not a translation for singing, but it's one that might help with the meaning or give us things to think about. So here are the first 4 verses of Psalm 98, according to the Message Bible. "Sing to God a brand new song. He's made a world of wonders. He rolled up his sleeves. He set things right. God made history with salvation. He showed the world what he could do. He remembered to love us, a bonus. To his dear family, Israel, indefatigable love. The whole earth comes to attention. Look, God's work of salvation. Shout your praises to God, everybody. Let loose and sing. Strike up the band. Now, whether that resonates with you or not, whether that makes you say, what? It does make us think a little bit about what we're going to be singing here. And I just encourage you to go find your Bible, dust it off, uncover it, whatever you need to do, and find Psalm 98. Read the text from somewhere else, not reading the text along with the music. And these are already confusing enough, the way they mix music into the words. They don't, so you have like a rest or an eighth note or something written in the text. But when you're ready, the Lord has revealed to the nations his saving power. And they even write power as P-O-W-R because they want just one long power. Okay. Sing to the Lord a new song, for he has done wondrous deeds. His right hand has won victory for him, his holy arm. The Lord has made his salvation known. In the sight of the nations, he has revealed his justice. He has remembered his kindness and his faithfulness toward the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation by our God. Sing joyfully to the Lord, all you lands. Break into song, sing praise. Now you've read the psalm, you can feel free to call me and talk about the psalm, but I think you can pick out things that interest you, things that you notice. If you're a regular psalmist, what jumped out at you today? It probably has more to do with what's happening in the world and in your life right now than the psalm itself, because the psalms are brilliant in that they speak to us in our time, and the Lord gives us what we need. So I would start with that as my very first step. Has nothing to do with the music, not even anything to do with the rhythm, unless you kind of noticed things as you read these different translations. But then the next step for us would be to learn the psalm, to make some decisions about, because this gives us a little freedom in this version by Josh Blakesley. So we have to make some decisions. We have to figure out how it goes with the 4 beats and a measure, and then we can go from there. So thanks for your time. Thank you for taking this time to find out how Psalm 98 can be more meaningfully sung and can help you.